Hello everybody, I'm here to introduce you Jobbing. But first of all, let me introduce my team. We are in four. There's Dario Deliveries, our CMO, Alessandro Grifoni, our financial advisor, Antonello Gatto, our CTO, and then there's me, Giuseppe Grandinetti, the CEO of this wonderful team. What is Jobbing? Jobbing is a platform that links two different actors, an asker and a jobber. Think how many times you have a problem and you don't have the right competence or just don't have the time to solve that specific problem. And imagine that on the other side of the street there is a person with the right competence to solve your problem. Well, what Jobbing does is link to these two different actors and give a solution to the asker and give work to the jobber. Now, let's see how Jobbing works. First of all, the asker goes to the application, open it, and just choose the field of the problem, for example, handyman. He then specifies the problem, and he can also add features such as photos or videos in order to be much more clear for the jobber to understand the problem. Then the asker can pause the problem and wait for the coming solutions. Now, all the jobbers registered in that specific field and which has geolocalized their services will receive a help notification. The asker will receive now different services offers, and he will choose his preferred jobber based on two main dimensions, price and feedbacks. The needs that Jobbing is going to satisfy on the asker part are mainly four. The first of all is that it gives the asker an easy to reach pool of possible solutions. It changes the concept of market itself because it's not the one that has the problem that goes around looking for the solution, but it's completely the opposite. The asker just poses the problem and waits for a solution. The second point is that Jobbing permits the asker to rely on trustful person. This is thanks to a very valuable feedback system. And the third point that is important is that if the asker has no idea of the fair price of the work, Jobbing helps the asker to have a clear image of the price thanks to an offering system coming from the jobber that creates a sort of reverse bid that helps the asker to solve that problem. On the jobber's part, first of all, we have to say that Jobbing is open to professionals and non-professionals, so also just skilled people that discover new opportunities to make money just helping people around him. It permits so people to transform passions into profession and also gives not only to professionals but to everybody a really targeted pool of possible customers. Why targeted? Because every time a jobber receives a notification in his smartphone, he is sure that it comes from askers that he can really reach because they are just near him. And then the last point, but not the least, Jobbing permits the mobility to increase the mobility of labor, because if you are a good plumber or a good electrician in Lamezia Terme, for example, my hometown, and you move to Rome, you can continue to work as a plumber because you bring your feedback with you. And it is incredible value. So it is absolutely free for askers, while we receive a fee from each transaction that the jobber makes. Why the jobber wants to pay through Jobbing? The reason is that only paying through Jobbing, he can receive the precious feedback. That is the only way the jobber can grow within the platform. This is the important part that makes all the system really valuable in terms of feedback and payment system. Then, when we reach a critical mass, other two kind of revenue streams can be added. So first of all, advertisements, targeted and geolocalized, and second, premium services to professionals, to firms, etc. Now, the market trends. First of all, the unemployment rate that is terrible now, especially in Italy, where there are more than 3 million Italians with no work. The second point is the online payment that are experiencing an incredible growth, especially mobile payments. And also, the sharing economy is experiencing a similar trend and is expected to account for more than 100 billions in terms of value in the next few years. And then we are in what we call the time for feedback, meaning that nowadays people are feeling the need to rely on other customer feedbacks. And also the other thing that when I receive a service, I really want to rate that service. And we can say that jobbing puts itself in this context. It is absolutely positive for our business. Then the competitive landscape. We have mainly 4 competitors, but in terms of quality and quantity of services, and in terms of customer engagement, well, we are much stronger than our competitors, especially the Italian ones, TomTom and Swiss. The reasons are mainly 3. The first one is that we have a much more valuable feedback system. That's because we permit just online payments. That makes the feedback system much more difficult to be cheated. And that permits also us to avoid a direct jobber verification. So we are much more quickly scalable than our competitors. We also give some services in order to detail jobber profiles and always avoid a direct jobber verification. The second point is that we want to create a strong customer relationship, and in order to do so, we want to use TripAdvisor as our benchmark, because we want to create achievements and targets for jobbers in order to let them feel really engaged with us, with the platform. And the third point is that we want to maximize the usability of our platform thanks to some kind of services such as automatic receipt or automatic invoices. Our vision for jobbing is to create something that can completely change the rules of satisfying needs and providing jobs. With jobbing, in fact, it's not the problem anymore that goes around looking for the solution, but rather it is the solution that reaches the problem. Moreover, with jobbing, we want to create collaborative neighborhoods where skilled people can have the opportunity to help people around them and to make money, and thus creating jobs. Thank you very much for everything, and we really hope that you can appreciate our work.